So house. I tackled you one time on the left side of the field. I never got to play. You were the star of the league. Yeah, you were the star of the league. I was pretty special in my practices though. Oh, you should have seen what I was doing in practice. Why didn't I get on the field? I was getting cut, being rejected. The stone the builder refused becomes the head cornerstone. And so, through time, Cleveland is saved. But the last time I saw him was at Dodger Stadium, I think, right before Jurgens. Maybe he was on the other side of that and then came there to have a good time with me, and we love each other. And he was saved through that. Because why? Owning the house is a hell of a burden. And that burden blackens the house. And the house got very dark. Well, it's not a house anymore. It was a state. It was a state. A ward. So, Cleveland Harris. 1066 906 151. Mitchie Slick's cousin. I'm thankful to Cleveland. Yeah. He showed up and worked with me, told me to put my armor on. Let's do his numbers though. It's good to feel it. It's gonna heal you. Merciless evil. That's your only trifecta. Call on the Lord, Jesus Christ. He loves you. I forgive you. You now know what you've done. And I love you. And if you can accept that, you're forgiven and healed. Even your eye. In paradise. And ain't gonna be no one laughing at you for how you look. Yeah, calling the Lord. At least, who has we'll put it this way, the highest valley is lowest, and the lowest valley is highest. He was greatest is made least. He was least is made greatest. But there's a lot of ways that affects us if you look at things different ways. Yeah. Just what you were always trying to buy will be given if you give up all that you obtained to buy it but couldn't buy it. The Higgs boson came from me. I cut myself because I was ashamed. And there was another gentleman, he was a good player, a year ahead of me, and he had a birthmark in the same position there. They're not similar. He didn't have the same birthmark, but he had a birthmark. No, he didn't have the same birthmark. He had a birthmark, though. And he wasn't ashamed of it. Mine was kind of big and hairy, I thought, and I didn't like my birthmark there. I cut it out at the Kaiser's Hospital. It was a long, slow procedure. It was kind of like getting a rectal exam for 45 minutes, but with a knife going through you. They numbed me, but I was just like watching the clock. I was just like, but it went fast and slow. And over time, you know, it was just a thing. It was something I went through, but it's not something that I used to cringe at the spot, but the flesh all healed. But in heaven, and through healing of the Lord, there's healing energy that's been darkened. And so the house will be surprised what was behind the house. So when I tackled him, it was an even tackle. He got the better of it in a way because he got lower, and everyone was afraid of House because And he's strong and fast and big, and he'll hit you hard. Gonna listen to your coach and use your form. So he got down low and hit me. And I wrapped him and I kind of fell on top of him like that. Now there's another time where a guy named Samson, he did it like that and it fell on him. Now, I come from the line of Swanson. On my grandmother's side. My father's side is the line of Wales. And I go with the God of my fathers. And I was given a choice, the He-Man choice. Mighty man heathen or son of man. I went with my witness. But the son of man, well, he's still a lion. Yeah, he's still a lion. When you're of the Lord, you're a lion. So Cleveland is Spartacus. Once upon a time, well, that line, I say Cleveland himself, but through that line, he died for me and was encaged as the Roman lion. And now Maximus comes and fights him. Israel comes and fights Judah. But it's not Israel, it's Adam. But Adam is the prince over Israel. And Ruth is your mother. Yeah. And that helps you protect that. And without jumping that would cause a catastrophe. And so people were looking for them dirt nasties too hot, right? Maybe he saved his soul. 1980, Reggie Watts. Watts Towers, Watts Rides. It was a Samoan pub. He was the bartender. Tulsi gave Bud hard enough to bend the bar. Lilo had a stitch, and out came old Jumpin' Jack Sparrow. Oh, can I borrow a feeling? Yeah. And so it was a perfect tackle. Yeah, but once upon a time, see, pride and bloodlust. Rah! I was a humble, shy kid being teased if my name's spelled backwards, Darb. But my name's not even Brad, it's Bradley. But they're spelling Brad backwards as Darb. Then they make a Rai Darby, and then they have a Darby. But I turned it into, before I ever, this was 15, 20 years before Gladiator, I called myself Darbicus Maximus. I fought Spartacus Maximus. And I pray that I can uplift him on his throne in Cordova. Or into his lot, if you will. And Mr. Green is under the ground, and I'm Mr. Pink. Aha, now we're getting to the matter. So your father, our father, he's under the 50-yard line of the Rose Bowl. And I, Mr. Pink, went to my first concert called the Division Bell. And it was one heck of a concert. I was trying to get my hands on all these psychedelics, but I couldn't do it. Nope. Just ended up drinking and smoking herbs, and maybe had some of those funny balloons that were floating around. Yeah, some of the funny balloons that were floating around there. About 17 years old. Yeah, 16, 17, yeah, 17. Division Bell, Pasadena. And then, all these years later, see, I couldn't play football, I couldn't do all this. Eminem came out, I felt like I liked that a lot. I was supposed to be, but I was kind of angry. It's like, I felt like I was supposed to be doing something. What the hell ain't doing anything in this world? I was just sitting in my room. Yeah, then I got a computer. One man, Michael Dell, just smart enough to assemble the computer chips that he can take over the world. Dun-dun, dun-dun, dun-dun. I'm lesser than him. I can't turn off the computer that I just plugged in and turned on. So I hold the power button down and shut it off, and now I came back to a cursor. Yeah. And my screen blanked as I said that. And so I called Dell. And they say, type Del part. It was like Del part all or Del part F. Yeah, I was like, whatever. I'm not a code man. I've never been the DOS man or none of that. I'm an interface and operator guy. See? He's an operator. And so they had me start from floppies. Windows 95. I got the 98 SE upgrade in the mail. No, I think it came with it. Yeah. Or no, that 98 upgrade came with it. It was a Dell XPS 400 with a nice speaker, Turtle Bay Montenegro Altec Lansing speakers with a nice subwoofer. And, yeah. Excellent computer, Mr. Dell. Excellent computer. Oh, yeah. It was between that and the Gateway 2000. All these years later, I gotta find these leprechauns. I go outside, there's a cow color car like Gateway 2000 in front of me. I see it as Machine Gun Kelly, and well, someone in the seat, the rap god and the rap devil were jamming together, I think. I'm not sure. It's like, okay, there's some shit going on around here. But the Lord showed me, and it's all forgiven. Everyone was willing to jump. Everyone. So the Kelly Irish, well, think of a host of heaven. And everyone already had their perfect bride. But Kelly was trying to jump into me, but I wasn't for Kelly. That would be me going with my mommy or something like that. And that's what they try to do. Because she already has a husband. Or someone down the line. However you look at this, see the first come last, and greater the mysteries of God. But when you practice coven and climbing up ladders, so ends the story of Jacob Shoots and Ladders. Jacob. True Prophet Message 1066-1500-250. Now when I witnessed and read the reading of the dry bones, the sky was darkened. For the exact number of days it was. I almost peeked out when I was taking Shady to that doctor over there where they put that needle in there. And that's why I put my head on that dog's head, because I feel like that guy was there to kill my dog and not heal the sores in her side. And then she died fastly. And I made another mistake that night. The dog was dying. I'm tired. I can really stay awake. He's like, you just stay on the couch here, dog. And she was breathing, and she passed away. I know she was going. I didn't have much else I could do. God heals all and makes all things new. All dogs go to heaven, but maybe their own heaven. Maybe they're in the right place in the animal kingdom, and no man can go trample on the animal kingdom. And that's how the dogs are there. It doesn't mean you can't see them, because there's more in the spiritual realm when the sky is turned on. So even when I put out Toto, which hurt, because that dog was like, hey buddy, but he liked to wipe his shit on my pillow and fart in my face too. And then he lay there with his wang out. See, he was infected or whatever. It lifted something, but then it really hurt. I felt really sad. But then he told me it was okay. That little wing. Jumped down with the edge of my hand. But see, he wanted to light the grill. Well, already made new. Electric mud, electric sky. Ancient machine was already here, so a three-ring circus, the wheel within a wheel, and a triumph. And that's the Da Vinci Code. It was a mosaic. Oh, there's a lot more to it. And it was shown to me in a way that's like hard to fathom, like it's right there. Because why? It cut me from my consciousness so I can see. And that's how the Lord used it. And so then the one that they made their deal with, the old riverboat gambler, Mr. Birdman, well, he was Popeye, he was Manny Moan. Oh, he was a lot of different characters out there. And I love him. But he had a dirty job to do, and he did it well, perfectly. To where it's like a game of mousetrap. With sorry involved. Or dominoes. A beautiful domino. With an electric light display. Not a parade in an electric avenue, because that's the first place they executed a man. Killing machine. He never can get to the one. It's called the Enterprise, Guyana. TNT, thunderstruck. Babylon falls in 30 minutes on the day of destruction. Without warning. And I think I can do it myself with this. And so a babe at Bailback, a rum ham sliced and diced. I'm Bradley Raymond Turnham. Oh, I love rum. It tastes twice as nice. But that guy had some dirty secrets as well. We've all sinned. I was a prince defiled amongst the heathen. Now what is sin? I leave it to the Lord to judge me. He's explained what sin is. We know when we're sinning. I lied to Ruth and I sinned. And I apologize. Because I'll never do that again. Willingly. And in paradise, there's no need to worry about that. When your mind is turned on, you're not using 10% of your brain. I think mine's been turned on. It gives you control over your facets. And lights up your heart light. And I mean it gives control of your facets as well. But they did everything here. The grenade joke, myrrh, came out of the Vaseline and it shouldn't be going, or the mausoleum, and it shouldn't be going into your Vaseline. Come back when you're 50 and all our parents are dying. Cottonelle toilet paper and some cotton balls. It was all done for a purpose, but it kept getting worse and worse. The more people doubled down against the Lord, fine, send in the clowns. Here comes the Macy's Day Parade. That's the bag of chips exploding when you go up to the High Sierras. That's what happens when you release the gases and the Laffy Taffy goes boom, laughing in your face. That's why it's the window, the stairs. Ain't no one told him about the elevator. That's right, call on the Lord. He can heal you. Because you didn't know you were doing that. You were just trying to keep up with the Joneses. But the one who devised that, well, maybe they did know. And that's the one who pays that responsibility. Because it's your motivation you do it to others. Even if you're deceiving them, you know what you're trying to deceive them into. They think it's a lawyer's game. No. That's why the lawyers are in hot water. But they can be testifiers. Because they know the whole thing. And so they can just be fine if they're willing to test the light, which may sting like fire, which may feel like the best thing you ever felt. And you're free and high. You take a bitter pill, then you get high. You get that fast high, long slope down, and it don't stop until it gets straight down, and then it keeps going. God is merciful, the secret garden. 104. I mentioned this to my neighbors, and they seem to notice. Seems like everyone kind of noted everyone around here. Maybe someone's, well, oh yeah, he worked at JPL. That's Jack Fawcett's Marvelous Machine. But he was Grandpa. He didn't just invent Skull and Bones. He invented the Poobah and the Po' Boy and the Poobah. Get it? Anyway, he could lube you. Scooby-Dooby-Doo you. He made Cuba too. Anyway. Here came the turtles from Cacaguaca and quacked in their shells. George was a painter. I think he fell and became Igor. He was Frankenstein's helper. In the telling on the screen. But to me, George called me Bradley. And so I believe he was saved in reverse. In time going down. During the time of revelation. Jimi Hendrix chopped it down with the edge of his hand. Devil's Tower. And well, a religion that will never be practiced again. Because it was fornicating in a kingdom. Kali fornicated, put a picture of me that didn't even get to play football, made replicants of me that could play football, or other men out of me or whatever, and would throw the yak. And then the Yakuza won their yak back. But if you look at Sevens and Figueroa, it's a toilet, and it says, Yakuza, all is forgiven. Operation Dumbo Drop, Kaaba to the Four Corners. Maybe it. That'd be interesting. We'll see what happens. Mecca, Indio Shields. There's a place called Mecca and a drain plug. So you don't even have to burst the dam. You can just turn it on and let it flood naturally. We could turn on paradise ourselves and walk in there together, singing, skipping, having a good time. And I think when that's working, that activates your decoder ring to your wife, and now the attraction is much stronger. It's what you've been looking for. It's what God just gives you. God gives you paradise. Gives you freedom. Your love for your family is greater. Your love for your family is greater. And no greater love between a man and a woman, except the love of Jesus for his children. And that's why the Father at the foundation took the spike. And he says, mercy to the one who gave the spike, because you don't get it in return. You get forgiveness. That's the lesson of the Lord. Is his mercy, his love. And through that, salvation. And the house is full of all the lines of the princes of David and all the tribes of the kingdom. And, well, it's all in scriptoed. You gotta light the grill. Even if it's a small little flame. Oh, when it hits something explosive, watch out. Yeah, I like computers and fire too, and all that kind of stuff. And I was the least. And they were willing to cut me and out-jump me. But I was good on the football field and sports, but not really. Well, I was, but I didn't get into the game. Yeah, I didn't get into the game, so. But I scored a lot of touchdowns. Had people say, hey, he's been watching classic sports, and I did. O.J. Simpson was my favorite player. He grew up with braces on his knees. And his mom worked for Dr. Jones, Jonestown, Lone Star, Alex Jones. One man in an info war, doing war against information. When information, well, for lack of information, my people are destroyed. Another man said, well, let's muddy the waters. Hey, muddy waters, no, anyway. No, muddy waters, that's electric mud. This guy just came with mud. Yeah, he just came with mud, this guy, never mind. See, Muddy Waters, he's the builder. Up here. Here. That's Jerry Rice's dad, throwing bricks to his son. That's how the real builder did it. And so I never heard Muddy Waters. Yeah. You listen to Managed Boy and all that. And, well, It all works for the good of the Lord. I don't judge. I just testify who I took goodness from, who I was fed from. Yeah. I imagine that. I listened to Led Zeppelin, and I had their sticker on my car and all this, and I never heard of Muddy Waters. And I heard one album. I was like, hey, that's like almost their catalog right there in one album. And George Thorogood's best song. What happened there? Yeah. But then I brought AC/DC down to a Delicious Vinyl over there, which is kind of a precarious situation. A guy named Spike's there watching as I play, but the crowd's like, hey, I think that guy's the one. That's what the big brothers in the back said that. The sisters was thinking something else. Angela Lee got in the front, did this, but that wasn't the rhythm of the song. Yeah, so I outplaned her, and I just out over here. I just said, all right, now it's attractive, hey, no judgment there. But I was like, hey, let's just watch the crowd here, because I'm not getting off rhythm. And she had a big dragon tattoo, too. Yeah, I had a big dragon in front of me with that. But then there was there was all spicy numbers. They were all beautiful. Yeah, they were all beautiful. The DJ didn't like me, and everyone else did. Yeah, that was it. Then there was one guy, he wanted to be the best lyrical rapper around. One man, and his lyrics was gonna out-rap God's route. Anyway, maybe he can help shine the lights when the lights are on, because he did have a good style, and we were friendly in the crowd that day, and I liked the young fellow. Forget his name, though. Didn't stay in touch. Zoom. Anyway. Juke Libby, was that you? Anyway. Mr. Colantonio's favorite? Anyway. Uh-oh, SpaghettiOs. Oh, Mr. Vasella, Steve Wright, he's Steve Jobs over at Meg Control Systems. Michael Bray, which one are you? Michael Bay, or no, you're the Facebook guy, right? There you go. Anyway. Okay, that's not all I saw. Was it Tony Hawk, or was that Tony Hawk, or I forget which one that one was. Anthony Michael Hall is Bill Gates or Eminem. Which one is he? Yeah, that's right. So the Revenge of the Nerds was to get revenge on themselves, I guess. But God forgives you. Chris Laverne. He got a job in the early 90s at JPL. Yeah, I might have looked him up online. It's like, well, there was the one name I couldn't remember for so long. Well, first of all, Earl Spencer, who looked a little... Yeah, Earl Spencer's wearing some kit or something. Maybe not. Either way, that's just... He goes up to Dennis Congdon's desk and says, hey, that's it. Look, it says condom. I said, no, it doesn't. It says Kongdong. It's just the G is silent and invisible. I looked up his name and said, Mark of the Beast, punished in hell for eternity. I blame forgiveness. It's up to him. I give him the choice. Window or the stairs. No one told you about the elevator? What did he try to do? Well, leave me. He had to go somewhere, and now I'm sitting there with Letitia in her big yogurt pants. Yeah, she did yogurt pants, son. Frozen yogurt pants, half off at the Harry Hanukkah sale. There you go. That's right. That's the New Delhi. That's the New Delhi. The Jews got into yoga. The Jews got into yoga. No, that's not Jews. That's what Jewish. The Jewish was to be in the yoga, and Jewish, you didn't see that they were in the yoga, and well, had other stuff going on. It's not physical, and it all could be cleaned. Time of Revelation is just about salvation. Walking into paradise as a family. Yeah. And everyone has their perfect place. There's lots of different kind of folks, I'd imagine. And the river will be healed, and the men can fish. And that's in here. So the book that carried me through was the book of Ezekiel. The whole book. I've read the book cover to cover. Multiple times, not many. A few times. But then I read my daily readings. And as I went to eyewitnesses, the Son of Man of the book of Ezekiel. But I didn't start witnessing through that. It was more towards like the middle of the chapter there, if you know what I mean. Yeah. There's multiple lines of the Prince of David and the houses of David. But then the first comes last. He-Man. The lady from Mattel was giving me those dolls. He-Man, he's Zeus. Apollyon, and there's some other ones. And so they were having a debate with Paul and the Greeks, but God built his church on Peter, see? Maybe, so Apollyon shows his face. The Lizard King equals 666, and that's where, well, I got my biggest cheers, or something. I got big cheers all over. No, I probably got my biggest ones there. Yeah. The eyes of a serpent. What happened to him? I think he's Blue Pumpkin. Blue Pumpkin is the scheduling agent over there at Verizon. Oh, Blue Pumpkin. Uncle Gary, you're Blue Pumpkin. What are you talking about? Jeez Louise. Anyway, big old head. Rush Limbaugh? Nah. He's him. Uncle Gary was Verizon too. Paul and Debbie both worked over there. Ora Hal was there, and she was at the Teletech job when they did 9/11 with the Wizard Garth MacArthur. Mr. McBean's Aleister Crowley. I had lunch with him at the Ronald Reagan Library. So they've already known this, and I guess they wanted to sit down and say, well, let's have lunch with them, and we had a pleasant lunch. Yeah, we had a good tour of the place, and so Henry Syed was there. He's pretending like he's never heard of Reagan. I think he was Reagan. He said all Americans are FS faggots. He couldn't get an IP address out of a printer when he first came in, but he negotiated in front of me and said he wouldn't work unless they paid him $10,000 more than me, and they did. He didn't say it in those words, but that's what had happened. I almost walked out right there. I was like, all right, no. I said, why did I hire him? Well, because I had a choice between two guys. And one guy came and tried to name drop his deacon on me, and I said, you're out of here too. He's trying to play, oh, you're a Christian too? Well, my deacon does it. Like he's getting hired for it. So I was like, no, I'm going with the dirty boy. Yeah, I went with the big sinner, and his name equaled in all three gematrias, key to the bottomless pit. But he could be the key to the gates of heaven, dressed in white and clean. If he knows what I mean. Gotta open the gates. Ooh. Ooh. Yeah. Oh, it's real. It's real. So. Marvin cease, it's over. Starving Marvin? Starving me? Nah, feeding me. The hard way. Yeah. Teaching me to learn to take it. Like who? Like the lion. First Samson slayed a lion on the side of the road. No, he slayed a lion with his hands. And then later he's walking and he sees a dead lion on the side of the road. You're not supposed to touch dead things. He looks inside and there's bees and honey, and he eats of the honey. And that's the African American who is king of the nation, and God dwells amongst them. And in him, it's just him and his children. And now he's told he's what, 2/3 of a man. Whether it was done in deception or not. I believe it was done in reality. And there's people that are whipped, so that slave with those whippings on his backs, that's Haile Selassie. God shows up to take it for you guys, and all his princes do. And then they show up to feed you. And then the day I told one guy, I told him about the muddy waters, and I told him about, you look like Bob Marley being Christ, and you look like Bob Marley. But that day I met David from Ethiopia at the park. And he had first he was struggling with the cart. I'm not going to go into details, but there's people in the park and it's spooky. He needed some help. And I gave him help. But I needed help, and he gave me help. He fed me large almonds covered in cocoa. I told the woman's name. He was telling me about God, and we're witnessing to each other. I mentioned Rutaji's name, and he started crying, and we hugged. And then that night I go, I'm going to go rollerblading. And I see a rollerblader. He runs to a fence. He's short. He's not too tall. Yeah, he's not too short, but he's medium height. Yeah, medium height. That comes in the middle. He runs, there's a big fence. He jumps up in 2 leaps like this, gets to the top and jumps off backwards and lands. Without thinking. But he's the softest, nicest one there. He's good at the kickflips and landing them, where Tony Hawk's procreation, he's good at flying high in the air. The birdman fly. The lion, well, he's got the cat instincts. Me, I had the eyes to ears and the ears to see, but the little guy, little named Froggy, Fred, tried to get crazy with his speed on me one day. He had come in as a little kid. There's a guy on a BMX bike, and it's not that BMX is dangerous. It's having your little kids in the skate park that's dangerous. The skate park's dangerous. The BMX guy was fine. He was safe. He knew how to handle his bike and fling the thing in the air. But then he makes a joke, and I laugh at it. And then this guy comes over, what else? And it gets crazy, like one of those videos where they beat the guy. And then he had, there's a dark-skinned fella. He's going like this at me. I'm like, what? What? They're coming around me, like 3 of them, but then the whole park comes around me. I'm just sitting there like, where's this going? And I tell the one kid, his friend, I'm like, hey, you ever seen those hockey fights where the hockey guy beats the fuck out of the other guy? Imagine if that happened right now. He's like, oh yeah, huh? And I stayed calm until it started going like, ah! And then I yelled. I was like, they all just went away. And then he sees me at the gate. You watch yourself. If you meant to threaten me there, you threatened yourself. What were you on that day? What were you there for? Never saw those kids again. At the park, yeah. And things got better. See, first time I went there, the one I say looked like Tony, his name is Tony. He called me fag, but he didn't say it to my face, because I'm wearing rollerblades. I'm not gonna react to that. Sticks and stones. But I stare at him and look at him. Now you wouldn't be so quick to even say those things to me anymore. But it's still, I'm not gonna get too excited. But I can, yeah, I don't take shit. But I really wasn't taking it there because he was facing the other way when he's saying, like, you know, I was one of these guys. But then at the end, he liked me. Maybe in reverse. Mr. Gates, anyway. No, Anthony Michael Hall and AMH Association of Bowling. Is it bowling? No, I don't know what it is, but I was taken by a bowling ball as a child when we used to go bowling. I didn't stay with the bowling league guys. No, I didn't stay with the bowling league. I never got into the club scene. I've been to a few clubs and I've been kicked out of a few clubs. Especially if you give me some moonshine before I go in, then I start just pinching every butt I was seeing. All right, get him out of here, bro. Get him out of here. That's right. That was at a place called Mecca. In Hollywood. Hooray for Hollywood. It was just at Vine Street. You know what I'm saying? What a maroon. What a maroon. What's maroon? It's the color of blood that they bathe in. Oh, I forgive you not know what you've done, but I never known you. I think you're a sperm worm. Anyway, he's what? The young Ben Franklin, Tim Harris, has been trying to, fall like lightning and Satan chasing my tail. Thugs you. Never met you. Yeah. Look at its eyes. Check its taint. Yeah, I don't feel no ways tired. I feel wonderful. These people came at me from every direction possible. Merciless. That's the way to do it. Merciless! Maximus, Merciless, Spartacus. Mr. Pink, Mr. Green, Mr. Brown. But what about Mr. Brownstone? Yeah, now we're getting somewhere. Yeah. Oh yeah, There it was. Primitive technology. Ashwood cement. Cinder blocks. Cinderella. She baked her bricks. Boom. Jimmy cracked corn and I don't care. Crap bones. Oh. Real stone cutters cut their stones with lightsabers. Or better technology. Yeah. Oh, I also found, I think, what's called the Emerald Tablet of Thoth. And there's this guy, his name is Richard Shuhai. I would call it Shui. But then he says, no, it's Shuhai. Well, I said, are you as high as a shoe? No, hi, Shu. Anyway, no, his name is Shuhai, no mocking. He's an Irishman. Looking for his luck back? No, he's looking to get his luck out of the way and get his blessing back. Because he was already blessed. Very blessed. And what did he have? Well, I looked up the name and it took me to another guy, Richard Ashworth. Ooh, but this goes to Brisbane. And so now we're going back to the MCSC thing. Yes! North Winds Traders and, well, South Winds Traders and Northwest whatever. Yes. Brisbane and Perth. Bain. Lyndon Bain Johnson. Jacques Chirac. The Rock. The Roach? Oh, no. He had in Brisbane something called Feng Shui. But now Jade Parks says he is the one. And he says Feng Shui. Emerald Tablet of Thoth is like a record player. Looks like it goes on top of Machu Picchu right there. Maybe it goes into space. I don't know. You guys know more about your technology on the side of what you've done. But the natal, they put it to the record up here. And they didn't, well, there's a lot that's going on. It'll be revealed and it'll be beautiful. No one has time to explain it, all right? You just kind of got to see it and light your light bulbs. Yeah. And it's been painful for everyone. Yeah. Because those mirages, well, they're bitter. El Mirage, Lake Los Angeles, El Mirage. La Habra is the harbor. But God's already placed everyone where they need to be. And, well, Oksana wants my house. Yeah, Oksana wants to get my house. But she also wanted to hear my music, but she was dressed like Napoleonic ice cream. Oh, let's play them in 3 flavors. Nah. I forgive you not know what you've done, but you better read that book, because there's something about Gomer and a Gomer's pile in the bottomless pit. All the weapons they were collecting on the side. See, there was a dirty player in your game. Someone was going to off everyone, see off you with the VAT tax. A Mosquito's Chaos Island and a Red Cross with a... And there's a lot more to it. And so everyone, there was a... No one was being honest. But there was a blackening, a reddening, and a whitening, the 3 phases of alchemy. The blackening, well, set it off. The reddening, Siafu. The whitening, ho ho ho, goes into his Iron Mountain, and old Gary. He works the lathe over there. Old CC, Chevy Chase works the lathe. And this old guy, he showed up he was the Iron Mountain tape collector with me over there, old Gary. And then he liked me at that one, but the other one, I don't think so later. So maybe he was saved, and those are the 2 cases. That's why he came back to me over there, because he wanted to be saved. So Gary, if you call in the name of Jesus, you're safe. Or Chevy, or whatever Fletcher's name. These guys are actors, and they got more to it than that. Well, Iron Mountain, okay, he goes into Iron Mountain, turns up his centrifuge that Robert Admiral Byrd and Hitler installed over there in their North Pole, or their pole lamp, and then there was a Festivus for the rest of us, right? Or a blizzard. And then they freeze the entire world. And fornicate. Then defrost it. And now Santa and the L train captured the world. He didn't feel a thing. He kills them all. Boom, you're done. Now Venus, she comes back and says, hey, could I tickle your back? Well, there's more to it. I forgive you all, but that's basically where your elephant Christmas was headed to. There was an elephant in the room, and it wanted to tusk you. And it put its tusk in your cocaine. And that's the spider web of the silkworm worms eating into your brain. That's why. Well, God could take it. These ones couldn't. But it'd be better if it was clean. And how about Crystal Light? You know, you get a little packet and you mix it like Kool-Aid. Instead of getting high and low, you just kind of glow all the time. Ah, the old Coke. The new Coke came in a straw. Now Big Poppy came in a fang. Ah, who is this coming from? Mr. Han Quatch made his own man squatch. Han Quatch, Scheisse, one man working in a quality assurance inspection department in aerospace. Very resourceful indeed. Sun Lee was there. I like Sun Lee. Yeah, I like Han. Well, Han Quatch called me Beatles. I don't know. Well, he wanted me to see. So if he wanted me to see through that, then God bless him. Because I always saw goodness in his eyes. I did. The eyes have it. I like the whole crew there. All few of them. Who was the one? Okay, Shane's over here. I like Shane. He's getting scared. No, I love Shane. Yeah. The guy who takes Shane's place when he's not doing the inspection. That guy, he came showing me twerking. And then it turned out to be a guy in the office. And then, come in, Lee, how, Lee over there, Lee. Look, I want to show you porno. I want to see porno. What a lovely. God save sinners. It's up to him to receive it. Yeah, imagine that, getting a pass from a receiver who wasn't even allowed to play. But I think they made a Tom Brady out of me, so, but the best quarterback on our team was Julio. Big Julio. Well, Alf, too. Well, Alf, yeah, Alf was soft pass, but see, Julio, he can kill squirrels with a football. We had slingshots, we couldn't get him. And then Julio took out the football and just killed like 15 in a row. Why? Parasites. They just steal our nuts and our fruit and leave parasites. But they're so cute. That's what the devil did. Everything's so cute. How's the world going for you guys? Are you afraid to kill your enemy? I was just DDTing him. Remember? DDT. But the lights, see, God's got a 1 million gigawatt laser tattoo removal system. And if your heart's pure, boom, you're clean, good. You won't feel a thing, you might feel a sting. Depends on what's in your heart and mind, what you've been through, what's between you and the Lord. I don't know this, I just feel this. We'll see what comes to be. Maybe it just takes care of them right away. And it turns out there was more than meets the eye. Transformers, pyramids, elevators, true treasure hidden at the bottom. That's what the Lord told me. I heard, he said, the one the Lord sends, and if you receive him, you receive the Lord. He says, I heard, when you build a pyramid, you hide the true treasure under it. As high as you build it, you build it there. But I played a game called Boulder Dash as a child, and there's diamonds and all this, and they fall on you, and they'll crush you like that. And so, the only way to get there is to take away your idols. And God said, there'll be no stone left upon the other. Maybe we can do it without an explosion. Oh, there's a little fire pit right there in the two in the center of Guatemala. Boom. There's a point off the head of the sea, the sea thing over there. Boom, you can hit that. Cayman Islands. Charlie Sheen's face is down there with the singer. No, was that the Pink Eye Chris over there? Was that Pink Eye Chris? Pink Eye Chris was the manager at Teletech, and he always looked nervous around there. Yeah, but he liked me. There was a time where, well, I leave judgment. I reserve judgment. Manny was there, but then Manny was at DD Hirsch. They were all at different places, and I learned to start connecting the dots with these people. Eric was Wayne. Wayne was Red Eric. And he was like a vampire-ish guy that showed up. Not a vampire, a drifter, a BMX drifter showing up. But then he was Eric, I thought, from the, I didn't catch it, but it's like, was that Eric from The Red Machine? The Red Machine. Matt Shaw. He put me in the Red Machine and jumped off it, but made sure I didn't play. Who's he? Little Eddie Norton, Fargo. I forgive you for you not know what you've done. But I hadn't seen Ryan Shaw for a long time. He told me, you got it, Brad. He reminded me of Bob Marley. But he was white like me. But I'm not white, don't you see? 777 Black Jack. Pigmeat marked ham. I'm Bradley Raymond, turned ham. Here to turn ham back in black. Even if pink's the new black is when there's a rainbow in the sky. Colors change. Someone pinked your ass. Stink-eyed bastards. So the Dragon Lady in Vietnam, Apocalypse Now, Bjork, Divin. Gematria, perfect match. Oh, it's all over the board. Seth Rogen, 666, Rammstein. Burns crosses with Snoop Dogg. I forgive you all. It's up to you to receive it. Because here's an example of, I can go into all the 666s. Here's an example of Seth Rogen. One spelling equals red heifer. One spelling equals pastor. But not a preacher. That means a large family. Oh, maybe he's Ephraim. And he comes in my house. Yeah. Because Benjamin and Judah. But I see it. Yeah, it's different. There's more to be revealed. Why? Well, because Ruth is, man, it's already been united. It's up to you to receive the offering. Yeah, it is true. It's up to you to receive the offering. Even if you have freedom as well. But when the stones call to each other, that's when you'll find out what paradise really is. Love. Unbreakable love. Unshakable love. Good love. To all your families. So even, well, I'm a 49er fan. Let's see, 50th state. Hawaii. Hawaii becomes a state. It's not ours. There you go. It's part of Oceania. Give Hawaii back to Hawaii. It's not the Garden of Eden either, though. Why is that? Well, east of Eden, South Sagavadawan. The High Plains Drifter. The Prince of the line of Joseph from Wales. The Son of Man. Death Valley, the lowest valley, will be lifted up high and into life. Imagine that. At world's end, the world reforms to its former glory that none of us have ever seen. That is the power of God. That's the video game and the Easter egg and the reverse engineering, and then you guys playing, well, whatever the hell you're playing. I was just trying to play some b-ball, basketball, golf, tennis. I was trying to play too many sports. I was like, well, don't go there. Oh, Jimmy Connors, you like golf and tennis. Yeah, I like golf and tennis too. I also like soccer, football, basketball, car racing. Yeah, I was pretty good at it too. I raced a guy in an R32 for 45 minutes in my 02 WRX. His car's a lot more expensive, but he had nothing on me. The test was really when you're going up. Well, first of all, we both had all-wheel drive, but mine handled better. It was more nimble and light. The real test was going up the pass there by the Kardashians and Vasella's house. Yeah, by Vasella's house and the Kardashians up there, and all those Porsche and Mercedes dealers. It's just not that you should be racing. It's a sin. On the streets, putting other people in danger like And I was a big sinner. Well, I was reckless. I'll leave it to the Lord's eyes because it was my motivation. Why was I doing it? Why was he there? There's an energy. Little Ryan Marquardt, he was mad because I said his little Camaro was ugly. I called his car a piece of shit one day. Thought it was. It's actually a nice car if you fix it. I got smoked by one of those later. But he hit it off into the trees over there towards Sun Valley in the water, and there's trees. I'm like, I'm not racing that. Later, I was coming back from the soccer practice, and there was a death there. It's good not to race there in the water. It's not a racetrack with bumpers. It's a death trap. Everything was built as a death trap around here. Yeah. God fixes it all. So, even that long-nosed Camaro could, get tuned up good itself. That wasn't their best effort, I don't think. No, I don't think, well, maybe it was, though. When it's in its high-performance mode. But see, he couldn't stop. I proved my car was faster. Anytime anyone ever did it to me, I go, hey, that's a nice car. I had a Steel 6 Corvette at the light where Magnolia and that by the Hollywood High, by North Hollywood High, when it goes to the turn or it goes on the curve, and I smoked him off the line with my WRX. I had like probably a big long jump, and this thing goes, roar, and then we get up to the light, he goes, that's a fast car you got. So that's what I was thinking about yours. Anytime someone got me like that, I'd be, hey, nice car. This guy wouldn't. This guy wouldn't stop. That's why I kept going for 45 minutes. I proved it in the first 5 minutes I was faster. I proved it next day I was faster. I was faster and faster. So where did it end? This R32 just wouldn't do it. So I said, you know what? It's going a hard time. And I went, bah! And I just went like through these cars, and then got off on Las Virgenes. The Lord is good. And that's how you become equally yoked. Because you're one egg. Get it? So you don't like egg whites or yellows or something. I don't know which one it was. There's two parts to a yolk. They were thinking about the yolk. Ah, you dirty cattleman, you dirty cattleman, you dirty cattleman. You're thinking about the yolk. No, he was thinking about the joke. Ah, why? Because it was on everyone who made a deal with him. He didn't feel a thing. He was out there counting numbers, collecting names, turning them over to justice. That's all it was about. Imagine that. God had control of the whole situation all along. That's why I ain't mad at no one. Yeah, forgiveness. Forgive them, Father, for they know not what they've done. They were told to. When the sky turns on and your mind turns on, beautiful. Even though some feel like they have too much shame, there's going to be nothing to worry about. There's no mocking. It's not about that. It's something's coming. Paradise. All right, and so what have you done? I don't make symbols in my hand, but yay, God bless. Yeah. Because what was that? That was some other one's symbol. And then this one was some other symbol. And then this is. But what was in your heart? The wicked talk through their hands. The eyes have it. The truth has it. The Lord's in control. And he didn't even lift a finger. He didn't even lift a finger. He wrote the scriptures through us and revealed it through your work and your actions and your heart and your words and everything. Yeah. Great is the power of God. Pray to him in the name of Jesus Christ. I pray in the name of Yeshua the Christ, the Lord of life. The young lady asked me, why do you pray in that name? And I said, the Lord responds with a question. I said, what name do you pray in Africa? She said, Yeshua. I shouldn't mock her voice like that, but it's a beautiful voice. It's not mocking, trying to, well, yeah. Get the effect right. I'm trying to get the effect right. That's right. So many tears. Blessed is he who cries. Blessed is he who cries. But don't worry about that. Even if I still never saw him again. No worries. Yeah. That's just some. Well, that music was dividing. And it was a dividing music. A house divided cannot stand. But all things can be made whole in the power of the Lord. And concealment preventing healing. And everyone had something different to conceal. That's the best part. There ain't nothing to be ashamed of. Yeah. Oh, child. Oh, child. Oh, child. No judgment. The Lord has angels and administrators. And I love his music. And he fed me. God works through the kingdom of men. The tree of life. And he showed up. Well, maybe the Lord wanted me to see him for another reason, because why? He was a hoochie coochie man. Yeah, he was a hoochie coochie man. What was he up to? Well, I don't know. It'll all come out. That's the best part. It all comes out. Yeah, who done what? It all comes out. Earl Spencer. It was a pleasure working with you. Yeah, that was a good manager. Except the time when he would say, oh, you're always having problems over there. Yeah, well, I think there was a reason for that. But they have some things to figure out themselves. Acceptance, reception. Clean yourself up. Call in the name of Jesus. All is forgiven for all who receive. For they don't, and they think they can, so they're trying to get Donald Trump out. They're trying to do all this stuff to get another one in that goes hard, and then do a war thing and say, boom, Red Dawn. Not in your life, China. And it would cost you your life. All the way to the pit. So they called that wall great. Great is God. Your wall is dust. Every fucking brick in the wall. Beautiful. God works through poetry, music. He's got witnesses, but he walks through the dark, and so, yeah. The thrill is gone. Don't worry. Don't worry, Barbosa. You'll be able to taste the fruit again. Anyway. He had a restaurant up there at City Walk. The manager, oh gosh. See, they sent people in to get me. Come out the booth, zit-face white boy. Careful what you ask for. Was that you? Was that you? But who set me up? The little guy next to him, Jose. No one's on the other side. A spicy fruit. Yeah, another spicy fruit on this side. I didn't want to be doing that. I was having a good time parking cars. But I did get done dirty by one guy because we're supposed to put our tips together in a shared chip jar. But he says, I know you don't, I know you're not supposed to keep your tips, but keep this $20. And so I kept that $20. And then I went and I put a scratch in his car on accident. Yeah. I didn't say nothing about that either. No, so now you know. I apologize. It's about your motivation, and you were trying to play a game of cartomancy, poker, trip them up, get them dirty. Defiled prince amongst the heathen were hungry. Yeah. Yeah. And so it was it's a good thing right there. So let me show you this. Maximilian, Mason, Master, William, Wizard, West Side Connection, Seal of Saturn, God in a Box. Daddy Green's Pizza now became Domino's. Fat Tony Manriquez, the man in the arena. Proximo. Andrew Betts Brown. Mr. Vauxhall, inventor of the 4 foxhole. Roosevelt, I forgive you. Michael Jackson said if Roosevelt was still living, well, depends what you mean. But the day I quit my job to make music, Michael Jackson died. Little bubble boy, Zoltan, Leonardo DiCaprio still thinks he can sniff his way into my ass. I don't think he knows any other way. I think you need to, well, I forgive him if he can receive the message. Because there was a time where he had a Rolston game and he said there was a secret start code on the Sega 1 and take you just some free games and all that. So maybe there was a time where Zoltan was helping me. Yeah, all the way back when. Maybe he becomes Rolston in the light. But no, Rooster is not a lion. And a rooster would have a hard time. Oh, here comes the rooster. Rosignol. Paris. Shaitan. Remember Independence Day? We know how to get rid of them. Yeah, they were destroying those frickin' monuments. But in some, the great deception. If you're not with the Lord, they're going to see the aliens. Maybe not. We'll see what happens. Maybe that's just how they painted it. Well, Smith, what was going on there? Smith, The Matrix, Mr. Anderson. No mockeries. Whoever can stand the light can stand the light. But there was something like that Gemini man, and there was 2 of them there. Only what's real can come in. You can't bring in your spare set of clothes. He's like, but I got a whole custom closet, Phil. I got a whole custom closet. Sorry. What was my first song? Okay, so I pray at night. It's been 8 years since Jurgen's murder. I said, but he told me that day, if you want to make music, don't worry about it. If you focus on my children, they'll help you. It wasn't about Jurgen. No. It was about helping his children. Because that's why the murder happened in my eyes. Because of the situation we're in. And so 8 years to the day, I said, Lord, I know you put me on this mission. I hear in my heart, if you don't share, well, I'm going to help you. And so I share my music. I go to share my music. Kelvin Akers had been working there, and now he's gone that morning. And now Reggie's there. And he says, I'm a producer. Music's my passion. I work with Coolio, DJ Quick, MC Light. He said a lot of names. He said Alchemist, Roots. They were all Christian. Man, imagine that. Well, not all, but they all had good hearts. They're all believers in the Lord and God. Even if some see it as spiritual or this and that, what's their motivation with it? Yeah. But then none of my songs would play because I just made this CD with all these really bad beats, and like, while I was just making my own beats, I didn't know how to. I was like, I put this one's all broken glass. It was all these broken glass sounds, and it actually sounded. They were starting to sound kind of cool, and then my flow finally started coming together, and I shared it with him. Before I had shared it with my folks, and they, well, not my folks, but the ones who were over there. They're not my folks, but they're. I share it with Jimmy and his lady. There you go. And they said, you gotta share this. I didn't. And then I said that prayer, and the Lord told me to share. And then Kelvin's fired. I wait all day holding it. My only song that would play, I had taken the Charlie Sheen's management and given him a copy of the CD downstairs one time. He worked near Cedars-Sinai Hospital. I saw Andy, who was Conan's co-host, walking around over there. So there's something kind of with the Jewish Federation, those hospitals. Little Joel Vargas over there. I forgive you. Bad sinners wash up clean. Yeah, that's how it is. God forsake God. And it's not about flesh, Charlie. It's about you receiving the offering of the Lord. Someone shared this CD down there with him, but never heard nothing back. I walked around, I found him online, walked down there. Now, that's the only song that would play. America's Dream when you're winning. Then your name is Charlie Sheen when you're sinning. I've been winning, I've been grinning since the beginning of time. Oh, yeah. But I won't mention the rest. I forget, it wasn't a great song. My brother liked it though. But he didn't tell me. He waited all these years to say. He waited 5 years to tell me, you know, I thought that song was your chance. That's a double slap. You're saying your chance is over, and that song was your chance. That's why I didn't agree to him. It was like a lawyer's contract. They're trying to get you to contract, but it's what's in your heart. It doesn't even matter about that. The Lord reads your heart, and you call on Him, He protects you. And He forgives you, too. And so, yeah, He says, I could work with you. Oh, it was a challenge. Broken cabinets, tears, a mountain of beer. Well, that night, I had about a pile of beers on here now. I was about 12 beers deep. I was starting to get drunk. I was depressed. I was really sad. I was hurting. I was starting to get really sick. I was starting to get to the point of, I was like, I know I'm... He sent me this song. Hold on. Do I have it on here? Well, I'll finish it one of these days. Yeah. He sent me a song that was... It's like I never heard nothing like that. And it's a long song. It has changes in it. It gets oh, it's beautiful. I was like, wow. He's like, what's that? It's just some music. And then he starts sending me a few beats. Let me send you a few beats to see how you do here. See what your lane is. I'm like, my lane, I like to switch. I like to ride the whole freeway. Yeah, I like to ride the whole freeway. They've taught me the difference between curveballs and fastballs. Yeah, curveballs and fastballs. Hitting them out the park, too. A lot of my music had about chalk lines and taking walks in the park. All could be used for good. Just don't be beaming people over a sport. It's just a sport. Treat it that way. Learn to have fun. If someone gets hurt, things happen, but, well, in paradise, things will be different. But, yeah, that's how it is. And so, yeah, I don't want to ramble on too long, but I guess I always do, lately. So, the Lord showed me He's there. He's been talking to me the whole time. He told me as a child, I'll hold you. I was holding a Marvel doll. The mask was named, the man guy from M-A-S-K with a period in between each one, he was named Brad Turner. Will Turner on Pirates of the Caribbean, Darbicus Maximus, William, King Arthur. That thing's been struggling. Yeah. Who gave me this? You tell me. Her name is Joyce. I love her. But I let her go with her man. I don't cling to them. I'm not under them either. She left and took another man's name. Clear and free. Just like Ruth from Moabites. But there's a Moab here. Ah, beautiful. Oh yeah, and then I went down to the park. There's the old guy right there. I like the old guy right here. But it was Gary Cole driving it or something. It was Paul Turnham, Gary Cole coming around the corner. I go down to the park. I go into the sound of it's a symphony of sounds. The Nature Center. Oh, Cobra! Around comes the corner is this car. 427 Cobra. Burn! I run down the street. I seen King Arthur Clarke one day across the street from the kibitz room. I go, ah! I got out. I shouldn't have done that. I felt really bad. I apologize, King. But you did scare me in my room as well, so maybe God put it in my heart to do it. Not that you're my king, that was his name. Get it? Just because you call a Mexican guy named Jesus doesn't mean it's Jesus. But he is a Jesus. Doesn't mean there's not a Jesus that came in that form. Yakub, Technicolor Dreamcoat Incan. But there's a lot of them. Well, there's a Caesar and a Jesus in one family. And then a Ramon. And a Bradley. That's right. That always threw me off when I get the Mexican Bradley guys show up. Let's see, it's all one family. Everyone got worried about their flags. Take out the L. What do you got? Either an L or a fag. Oh, the toilet. This was source of addiction, get it? It's addictive. Stinky. Stinky. Pepe Le Pew. Ah, go, man. Come on, the Lord. Maybe there'll be a gay Perry. Indeed. Oh, yeah. So Charlie Sheen, I don't blame the youth. It's Martin Sheen, Apocalypse Now. He was the one in the scene. You could see it in his energy in his eyes. The other guy, Kurtz, high five. Kurtz, where did I find Kurtz? That's the name on the Cordova. That's the administrator of Cordova. The Pasadena City Hall. Best scene. Well, in person. Yeah. With the loved one, from what I can tell. Yeah, they were taking wedding photos. Yeah. All kinds of people. I seen, then I met a man named Solomon. My first video, watched that. I'm pretty excited. Look at my hair back. It's starting to come back, too. It's starting to come back, yeah. My hair didn't grow for a while. Like I've been under attack. Oh, I know I have. Hey, who's this? Narcos. You hear me? You're forgiven if you accept it. I think he does. Yeah, it's all done for a purpose. As dirty as it got. What if Kali could dance? She just didn't have the fangs. Oh. It's those fangs. Every rose had a thorn. Every cobra had fangs. Without the fangs, don't worry about it. Especially when it's in Cali, not throwing a touchdown Jesus, Californicating, and then hike, here comes Notre Dame for the cross. The first time a train reached across America, they built a train track, and well, pretty soon, people had tracks. That's how bad it got. Yeah. And then someone disinformed us and re-educated us. Right? Reggie Watts? Or Chris Watts? Matthew McConaughey? You know, Lincoln. All right. Anyway, so, yeah, Anderson. No one's going to stop you from putting on your rhinestone cowboy. He thought that God would kill him if you came out gay or something. So he came to get me. I don't blame him. Spicy fruit. Not my type, though. I just felt weird energy around me. Felt uncomfortable. Yeah, Henry Side was there rubbing his ring over here. Tapping, rub, tap, tap, rub. This. So what I do, I just start doing my job. He went over and talked to Syed. They all went back over and talked to Syed. Syed kept telling, oh, I want Janine so bad. Then he get her his desk, and they're both like looking at me, trying to get me into the fruit. But then John Torres says, oh, I want Janine so bad. But then I see them over by my house at lunchtime. I'm like, hey, watch out, guys. Then Chris Vole looked like arrogance. He'd come sit at my desk like, does he see me? Hey, guys, who did he like? Well, Lorena and Sylvia and 3-hour lunches. He invited me to the Golden Road Brewery on his last day. I don't know, but he's believe in miracles. Accept the name of Jesus Christ and I forgive you. But don't you ever cross or try to do that. And what's unclean gets put out. And besides, well, remember Bolt from Night Court? Well, Roz would take him down there and Bull would finish the job. Yeah, that's right. Up here don't work too good. He knows you don't got nothing on me. Down there, well, however it goes. God has angels administrators. Though all can be forgiven. I don't close the door on anyone. It's up to you to receive the name of Jesus Christ, and we see all that's clean can stand the light, and all the houses are full. But what was, well, I believe in miracles, so God could raise up a new stone, save the Lord. Because there's a stone for each of us, and you guys were moving around in some thing like they showed me on TV. And that was when that's when it was good. That's when it was good. Maybe. Because there was already the pool, but was that a lie? And they put that lie on him. However it went, it went. And they brought me out of a cryogenics lab at Panorama City in the Panaceos of the looking mirror of the Greek toilet bowl, and here I am. Yeah, now that it's all over, it's time to party, forever and ever. They were waiting for, well, whatever. When time's counting down and you're counting up, and these are different books that were written by different people than they were cataloged or canoned. It's okay. Brother's gonna work it out. Even if he's my son, he's still my brother. Maybe he's not maybe he's my brother though, in one life. See, it's hard to figure out what happened through the quatrain of time. And what they did is on them. It's not me to figure this out. And so whose gospel brought me here? Bob Marley. Peter Tosh picked me up. The Lord, well, custom tailored me music. Everyone fed me along the way. And that's how God saved the world. That's why Jaguar's Power is running. But then the ship showed up. Then what happened? Oh, pirates, just a rabbi, sail lighted merchant ships. And so that's how you get Bob back. Yeah. There's the Mighty Man Heathen, right? That's what the Mighty Man Heathen? Barbarian Palace Place. Where did I sense that? First time I went to go pick up Ruth at John MacArthur's church. It was at nighttime. And I was like, whoa, this is it. This is a Conan. The snake's down. This feels like Conan. I didn't think the snake was, well, I was like, this feels like Conan. If the snake's around, he's down there. That was my senses. I'm very sensitive. It's part of my strength. I'm also pretty tough too. So right here, you want to keep it up there, KKK man? You remember, he started the East Coast, West Coast war. West Coast, you ain't shit. I think he's a white fellow named Shane Glanders that works at Photochem, and he does shit. But don't worry, I forgive you, if you can accept the Lord. But what's unclean has to be washed before the light. You try to sneak that in, you're out for eternity. The hard way. Remember? So is Maximus Will.i.am, but then I read at White Triumph Bonneville, William Bonney. Hey, I pawned my gun. Oh, I pawned my gun. It's not all I pawned, probably. Well, I didn't pawn this time, though. No, I went and bought stuff from the pawn store. A microphone. And even old Randall Cunningham out there, or was it Don Imus? Great is the mercy of the Lord. Call on him. If you belong here, he'll be here. If you belong somewhere else, he'll be there in your paradise. Because what if there's more to this planetary stuff in the heavens that's been hidden under that lens that psh, in the hot day, in the hot sun. It's not about the flesh, and so testify and be made clean. Even the Nacho Libre movie helped me. All the movies did. They were perfect. Even though they all had their own twist. Yes, they all had their own twist. That's okay. Because why? Teaches you discernment.
If a traveler made a phone plan, she'd get coverage.
Who am I going with here?
No extra charge. So she can share all those international.
No!
Get them up.
Where did I want to go play? I wanted to make it to the Rainbow Room one day. Yeah, I never made it there. Never made it to the Rainbow Room. Never made it to any place. Never got booked for anything, really. Except through Orlando Coffee's Tribute to Legends of Rock and Roll show. And I thank him for it as a blessing. Even though, well, he made it a little harsh on me, too. But he tried to make I think he tried to make a deal with my producer behind my back when I brought him over to the first place. Okay, he takes me to Universal Bar and Grill. He tells me to go over there. There's a few places I didn't want to go already. And that first time I went there, I go, this is not the kind of place my mama would want me to go to, and I left. Now he books his show there for me. So Red shows up. Jeremiah shows up this time too. No judgment. Just testify. Now, he goes over to, did he just say something? Did he just try to, yeah, that's his way. I forgive him. It works beautifully. He testifies against himself. And Ozzy. What bat did you want to bite the head off, and what head did you want to bite it off of? Exactly. Yeah, that's not pretty. That's what they're looking to do. And they're putting dreams like that in my head. They're putting all these weird things that they did in my head. And so your radios, your fluoride, the Watts towers, the Watts riots, the Space Needle, the space in between your ears, look up, they're getting down. Look up or look down, they're getting up. So Daniel Esseni, well, he had a picture of Ronald Reagan on one side, and this. Then he had a friend who ran Toto's restaurant over here. Potables? Toto wanted the world in Toto. He's what? The philosopher of Nigeria, who the Muslim wants to kill, but the biggest tribe is the Christian tribe. And so the Christian tribe protects the philosopher tribe against the other tribe. I think they're the little ones who jumped off the thing. Now they say they're the smartest tribe, and they use the Christians against the Muslims. You see, that's why they make sure they're good friends with the Christians, you see. But that sounds like their philosophy is, well, what it is. No judgment. Daniel was in the lion's den, you see. But he wanted me to be Daniel's son. Well, he fed me, so I took goodness out of it. But it doesn't elevate him in the kingdom of heaven. He's still Daniel. If he's in the kingdom of heaven. Unless he was, Paul Turnham in a chocolate wrapper. However it was, I can't tell. Because I seen pictures of Paul Turnham wearing blackface, and he was spot on. It was the 70s, I wasn't alive then. Feel me now, Paul? What do you like to do? Poke me with his stick and laugh at me. Multiple times I got a curse and just walked out the building. I come back. I need to sit here. Yes, sit. No, whoever it was, maybe Daniel's Daniel. Daniel's someone else. He had a story about a child that was supposed to play for USC, but the mom made him go to Hilo. So he went to Hilo, and he was a good basketball player. And then he got this, Hawaiian girlfriend or Japanese or something. Yeah, he had an Asian girlfriend, and she stayed with him all the way through college. And then draft day came, and she broke up with him when he didn't get drafted. So I take his story good. Maybe Daniel's an angel, and he was there protecting me. He was my protector, and he's one badass dude. Could be. I don't fear no evil. No, not at all. I don't judge. I just testify to it. Because he had a picture of Ronald Reagan, who he really liked and says a really good cowboy actor. Maybe he was deceived. Maybe he got skinned along the way. And his suit stolen. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, his suit was stolen. You know, I don't think that one's repenting. I don't think that one's repenting. So yeah, the story keeps going, but see, look in the eyes. Don't be seduced by seducers with banging bods, because they love to bang their bods, if you know what I'm saying. That doesn't mean there's, not to judge him with a nice figure, but how do you use it? What's your motivation? Said the actor. And so, no judgment who is who. But that totos, they're eating the animals. The footprint of man is removed from the land of the animals. So the English hunters and the Dutch and these Rhodesians and all this, they're figuring out how do we keep our right to keep shooting our guns at these lions and eating the meat that they're not supposed to eat. Oh, you guys are eating lion meat, aren't you? Make you strong like a lion, they told you. Turns you into a pussycat. Leonard Cohen, Leonard Chen, Spock the Shock. Whoever it was. Leonard Nimoy, Captain Nemo. Finding Nemo, Leonard Chen. My yearbook, which I burned, was basically a blueprint to do 9/11 and a eulogy to him. He's like, yeah, trust in the Lord. Even to him, calling the Lord. I don't blame the youth. That's what his parents did. Even to this, I don't close the door. Even to though that may have been, well, a cross-dresser doing an abomination to the Lord. But it was a fallen angel, afflicted. Medusa tried to seduce you, induce you. It was a reduction. It was a solution. It was called the Roman sewer system. It came with a slide rule. They changed the slide on you and said, nope, sorry, you're too short. Nope, too much, sorry, no, not today, ebbing and flowing today. Get in high, get out low, or get in low and get out high, if you know what I'm saying. Anyway, it was the American way. It's called hell on earth. But the world was, well, all in the same thing. And they were all here Californicating at the same time, trying to live in their 5 kingdoms around. They're all trying to live in the 17 regions of the France at the same time, and LA at the same time, and China. Yeah. And then they're making life hard and willing to cut people. My father, me, my son, they'll attack. Peter Tosh, Tawabashi, met him at the Circle K. And Indian David kept going on about the cosmos until the cops came and finally took Indian David away. Where did he start as? A curb painter that kind of communist, one of those things. So I went and talked to him. What was his first thing? Trying to sell me, trying to get me to steal a Malibu. Malibu's most wanted, an old 64.5 black Malibu. Oh, a bad boy. The lady had died. The tag's in the car, guy. Who is he? Puck from the real world. They dropped a Puck. Wolfenstein, Return to Castle Wolfenstein came out during the time of 9/11. So maybe all those guys, maybe some of them saved themselves by We'll find out. It all worked to the goodness. But that Teletech in North Hollywood, oh yeah, they jacked in. Backbone of AT&T. Well, you got Verizon over there. You had Mega Control Systems over here. Mega Safety Systems. Oh, the safety net. You can't get in the door there without your badge. That's right. No, you can't. Yeah. And so they did it right here. I still forgive you because, well, I think everyone helped them. I don't know. And then some are going to try to play innocent in this, but no. Once we just, if they try that, well, no worries. Remember, David sunk one right in Goliath's forehead. All I gotta do is break some glass. World's end. That's what you get for making an under the sea. And it was really a mockery, that song. You gotta read the words to see what they meant. Better if you write them down. Welcome to the Wild Wild West, 666. A place that's untouchable like Elliot Ness. Grab a vest, a Ness, the lawman, ooh, the Loch Ness, ooh, but Elliot, E.T., never mind. Grab a vest for your Jimmy in the city of sex. Protect Jimmy. He can help you. Yeah. Who got shot there? The guy that sang the second verse. That was Dr. Dre's verse. I was like, whoa, this song says Tupac's getting shot in Las Vegas here. But a Jimmy hat. Jimmy, Jimmy, Jimmy. Make the right call. I love you. Yeah, all is forgiven. He was told to do it. He thought he had won too many hands. He was waiting for full payback. Some people waiting to rage. Like the Equalizer. But what have you been doing? Trying to sneak in? Not in your life. You come clean in the name of Jesus Christ and do not conceal your sin. Testify, you'll be made clean. All is forgiven. They played themselves on TV. And then they got cop cars at night. They have a big lot of LAPD cop cars for the movies. Why are they all cop cars and city working trucks? Yeah. Oh, Knights of Columbus. Maria Shilonga told me her father worked for Knights of Columbus. As part of the LAPD. He was big in there. But then I found him moving body parts after they gave me the ketamine for a hurt shoulder. The Lord was there. The doctor told me I was in the Matrix, though. The Lord had told me to laugh, and so I was scared. I thought I was dead. I was like, what the hell? Where am I? I said one thought, the Lord. And I was like, it's fine. And I come out and what is it like? It's like the fucking Matrix in there. It was. He looked like Amazing Jonathan. I had to wait for all night for this guy to show up. On morphine. Second waiver of the night. Okay, so then after that, okay, I see a caravan. I got the number, I posted on the internet, all that. And so they're at the mechanic place right there. I think that's someone's friends who used to go visit his mechanic shop. Bill would go to that mechanic place. Or to a mechanic place, he gave me a mechanic's card. Maybe he was trying to save his soul right there. Maybe he was trying to get me to go there because on the map it's called a steam dump. And so, in reverse, he was not saved. Maybe through the skin of his teeth, wherever he's at, if he hears, he can be saved. I see the van in the middle of the street. So it didn't come from Kaiser. It came from this to Tough to say what it was doing there. But see, I'd already taken Steve Van der Rostein to that place during lunch, but he's never at his desk, and this place is open 24 hours a day. Now I see a caravan, and I'm doing, because I'm going around already. I'm already finding the dirty everywhere. And now I'm looking, but they're kind of doing this. And I think it was Steve Van der Rostein and Mike Maskey moving some units. Corpuscles. Grease. Steam and grease. Then they'd take it to, well, I think they wanted to go to the strip mall, because that's where the whorehouse is, and there's a dentist and a OK pizza food, or OK Chinese food. A massage place with a, well, I went and got massaged there a few times, but it wasn't a massage. I saw a prostitute. And I was just thinking they were just going to give me a massage. She climbs on top. Wearing protection, but what I didn't realize, they keep the protection. Ship it back to the boss. That's a receptacle. God needed me to see that. That's surgical. That's minions. What's next? What's across the street? I've sinned, forgive me. Maybe by the skin of a lambskin, though. I've never been in a vagina. Skin of my teeth. Now, the Knights of Columbus is across the street. I went and parked. They didn't move. They drove 5 miles an hour. I got behind them. I'm staying right here. They turned, go see their boss. I almost got shot to death. They had me at the, and I recognized the guy, and I already found Daryl Delphin on the internet, a voice actor. All his boys had me like this. I said, all I have is a phone. I had a little dog in the car. I had Toto with me. He wanted them to shoot me. He's no more. Yeah. So even Jimmy's Trojan horse that was here to wreck the world, help save it. Because if I would have put my seed in that, well, if I would have went in like that, it's bad. Never had raw sex. Not a joke. But I almost got killed. But then they said, put your hands behind your back. I said, for what? Your safety. I said, that don't sound safe. I said, I want to see what's in that van. It's none of your business what's in that van. That's the wrong response. He went and talked to the driver. Go. He didn't talk to the driver. He went and talked to the passenger. Just go. Why am I not allowed as a citizen to follow suspicious behavior? They were headed over to Devonshire, where they hired me to all these places and wanted to kill me. Everywhere I went, I was trying to be killed. And I always just get out too fast. Elon Musk, were you working at Verizon? You were a chubby boy named Elon back then. But then there was Elon next to me at Domino's, a little guy. So what did these people do? They went in to the CERN. They took the X-Men potion and came at me. And I forgive them. They not know what they've done. But they came at me like vipers with knives. It was a Van Gogh and Zoltan Go lived next door. They let the van go. They let me go too. They had no call. I didn't do anything wrong. Where'd they get me? Craigslist, pornography, pulling it in, sucking it down. Defiled prince amongst the heathen. Where did they advertise? Craigslist, the CIA list, Daniel Craig's. And so Pluton's whole cabinet resigned yesterday because they know he's the head of our CIA, but he's an actor from Alberta, Canada, named Dexter Fletcher. So, marvelous job. Or which one are you behind the mask? And so they were willing to do this, but I still forgive him. All along the Watchtower Society came Stuart Yanes. He was Shad, I think, or he took it too. And so he came back with Steve Fergawa, Bob Marley, Stuart, and the drag queen Fox Taylor over here with a tiara on. Michael Jackson White Girls, was it Zoltan or Brian? It's hard to tell which one wanted me. Mickey Avalon? Mickey Babylon? Because he foxtailed the best, and when he put on that cocktail dress, he was smashing. Or wherever one it was, Little Jack Sparrow, Lilo Had a Stitch, either way, Tulsi Gabbard. They were stalking at night in silk stockings, looking for musicians, prophets, to stop God's kingdom. It was like there's a spooky girl over there, Esther Garnica, with her ass. And I got perverted and said the worst things. I wish I heard the way I talked to those girls. Oh gosh. Never happened anything though. The way I just talked to them. I was broken hard. God, this is before God saved me. He'd already saved me and set me aside. But he wanted me to get really hurt. He wanted me to feel it. He wanted me to see what salvation is. So even to all them, I don't judge. They were trying to take those body parts after that over to Devonshire Downs. 2 cop cars hit me at the same time when they shoot me. But they gave me Toto at the hand of Daniel. Tiffany Ree had to deal it. Tiffany Ree's the dealer. Not Tiffany Ree, it was another Ree over there. Very nice, attractive, but we weren't attractive, we were friendly. I'd sit down and talk, have friendly talks with her. There's nothing inappropriate. We were just friends. Or good company. I mean, good company at the office. Yeah, friendly talks. If we're friends, depends on what they were trying to do to me. See, it takes 2 to be a friend. That's right. I wasn't trying to hurt anyone. Not there. But then I come back to the office. Someone told me I'm getting a little dog. I've been thinking about it for about 3 days now. And now I come back from the office, there's this little dog, the cutest little thing. But he has no hair, and he's covered in fleas, and who's going to take him? But there's all these ladies around him. What were they waiting for? Why did they take the dog? What are they going to do? Just what's we going to do with this dog? Either you let him keep fucking running, or you pick him up and you take him somewhere. No, they were holding him for me to play a game of, well, chance. What are the odds he'll take this dog? One of God's animals in need. I took the dog. But it was a setup. Dog came in, tried to beat up Shady right away, and Shady was scared. I had this little piece of shit dog. And then one time, when I got out of the shower, and Shady was going to kill the dog this time, I should have let her. Too bad I wasn't out of the house right then. I kicked the dog. Kicks beat Shady. I let her know that I liked the little dog. But I didn't. I love the little dog. I love Shady a lot more. I never could have killed Shady. I mean, I could have, they would have told me to, but I wouldn't have wanted to hurt Shady. She's a sweetie. The little dog, though, he liked to come here and distract me when I'm making a video and then put shit on my stuff. He was pissing in my motorcycle helmet. God said, I want you to put that dog down. I didn't hesitate. I went outside, didn't say goodbye, and I put him down. It took another shot, and I put him down. And I took a hammer, and I hit his head. Well, I just tapped on it a few times till he was dead. My heart sang. I was sad at the same time because I loved the little dog, and he loved me very much. But Don Imus died that night. Grand Wizard. Spooky eyes, just like the dog. Because when this dog got greasy, he turned into that Lord of the Flies little Beelzebub picture. The wingman, Tarek. With the bone to pick. However it is, I don't judge. Who is who? Who is who? He got really mad one time. From the last time I saw him. He came over to my house. We watched Mission Impossible with Michael Scarn and Chris Hath. No, never mind. The Cathay Pacific Airport or whatever. No, forget it. We get in an argument about dogs. I said, I'm getting a dog. So what kind of dog you getting? I said, I'm getting a big dog. He says, tough neighbor. I want a good protection dog. Why don't you get a little dog? The fuck are you talking about? You don't live here. He came on. This is the first time he comes to my house. I haven't seen this guy for a long time. He used to be like my wingman, without ladies, full roadblock, just smoking the pipe. Let me get a little dog. I said, fuck off! I'm getting a big dog. You're all pissed. And it came to this scene about the shooting of the mountains in the valley. And the scene is shot from the Van Nuys Airport towards the north. Or maybe off north, or maybe it's true north. That is true north, because our north is off that way. We're 15 degrees off, and that's true north right there. And that's what they always showed in those old cowboy westerns. They always had that V mountain in the back. And he said, no, that was in Burbank. And he's laughing at me, too. He's always laughing. I'll tell you the story about Joker next. Novak Djokovic. Coven. The Joker. So, I had it right. It was on Van Nuys. They filmed the other scene. Why would they go from Burbank if at the golf course right across the street and you have an airport right here? You stay there and you just film. You just port the camera this way. Yeah, and that's basically what they did. Because I found it on the site. He stormed out of my house. Pissed. Last time I seen him. I talked to him on the phone. Or did I? You ever seen The Terminator? Okay, now I want to take route to the Indian Wells tennis tournament to see Roger Federer. But he didn't make the final. Yeah, he didn't make the final that day. It was Rafa. My neighbor's Rafa here. I had 3 Rafas when I came in. All my neighbors were named Rafa. One was Angel. Pugsley down the street. They're the raccoon family. They're trying to hold their cards. Still, no, you're caught. The koi. They're playing koi. The koi is caught. Anyway. Angel, what's his name? Tony Robbins lives next door. I had a Robbins Brothers engagement ring. These fucking gypsies. Okay, so, well, okay, let's get into the neighborhood here. Oh, let's do Joker first. Okay, so I want to take Ruth to the tennis tournament. She can't go with me. She doesn't want to go. I don't think it's nice you laughing, boy. Or whatever you are. She couldn't go. He's there with me. We're watching Djokovic. But if you went to the Oculus, that was him. But the joke was, he never won a match against me. The only time he got close, I had hemorrhoid, because I'm using the toilet paper. I didn't wash myself in the river, runs through the hose, because they want your fishes, those microfishes, well, it's all in there. That goes down into the petri dish, goes down into the pink slime, the green ooze, and the whole, whatever the sewer, the real runoff is. And then he goes out there. We had a fun time out there. But then afterwards, I came back talking about Jesus, and he's trying to deny me on that. You don't believe in Jesus, right? Now he's trying to become a Muslim. So the only time he got up, I had a hemorrhoid on me. He was up 2 sets and 2 breaks. I fell down and he started laughing really hard and pointing, like he always did. Every time someone got hurt, he loved it. Eminem. Little shillelagh. I came back those 2 breaks in 3 sets in a row. I got a little tense in the 5th set. I was shuffling my shots by him though. I stayed focused. I didn't waver. At no point was I'm not gonna win this match. I was winning that match. That's the closest he got to winning a match against me. Now when I moved here, Angel, Mr. Tony Robbins over here, a couple of weeks ago, I went to In-N-Out, maybe a couple months ago, and him and Rafa over here and Angel, they're both sitting there at the table going, yeah, we know. You know what? But I had just outed them. I just made a video saying that they're both Mafia members, so I thought they'd watch that, but I think they were working through something different. First thing when I get here, Angel's got all these spandex hoes. He's got a lot of what they would call fine girls, or hoochies from the hood. He had hood rats. And he says, if you ever need hoes, just let me know. You want a girl? I'll send one over. What? No. This guy, not honest with me either. Now maybe at some point he was saved. I don't know that though. It's never really, no, he's never shown it. He was plowing. He told me he went up to, see, he's a tall cedar. That's what his tree is in front. It's those pointy seeds that stick down in and ruin your fucking car because it gets into your things and your engine's all full of these stupid things. He went up to Humboldt and he was just plowing them all down. He loved to plow. He'd tell me, oh, there's a girl walking by, I just called her in and I took her in here and done this. See, spicing me. Tell me what you can do here. He barely leaves his room. His girl, I think, was Heidi Fleiss, and she wanted me to take a slice. Come out with the old Amelia Earhart for taking a corrupt fruit. Yeah. Besides, it's the woman's that's to remain chaste, not the man. That's right. I can't get pregnant. And I was wearing a Jimmy hat, but only in my fall, in my sickness. Oh, wait. I think so. It's hard to tell. It was a dark and cloudy day. And I've been attacked since I was a child. Never had a female playdate. Never was really told much about the world. Just tickle his back. She just kept tickling his back, tickling back. She would make a ring around me with stuffed animals in a ring. And a big snake there. She'd lay all these stuffed animals in a ring around me. Ring around the rosy. How much is that doggy in the window? Twinkle, twinkle, little star. This is what I freaking knew of the world. So yeah, it all works out. See, God, He already linked us. We done our best to go muddy ourselves. She, well, I trust in the Lord. I know her. She is special. She's God's queen on earth. But then what about Kelly? People were trying to cross, and they were watch-stalking around her like me, so they were, see, that whole setup was around this. She doesn't, well, maybe she does because, well, why is it bad girls clean up well? No laughing. This ain't about mocking. Then you laugh in good spirit, but don't ever laugh at someone else's sin. Even though we've probably all done it, do your best not to. Because when the lights are on, that all goes away. Turns out there was a digital serpent and parasites and mold screw, toadstools, and all these things that they won't grow. But maybe Benjamin Button, he'll be set free. Because he got something strange, and that's how the ones that used to be migratory, now they'll be migratory again when their migratory mission is available to them. So everyone had their way in this world. The man with the feather, Elam, gets his feather back. Who had Elam? It was Justin, was it? The big guy from the basketball. He was a good basketball player too. He gets his feather back. Ketpoon. Would that make you happy? They were all trying to cross him out for his lady, right? Oh, that was just a blind call. But I'm not blind. No, she liked me, and I liked her too, but not in that way. We were just like two attractive people that were friendly, but we never crossed the line. There was another one. There was a bunch there. There was attraction, but no, not love. No. Ivka Adams was spooky. Fifth Floor was spooky altogether. Never mind. She had these little things on her hands. Like, what's going on with this one here? Yeah, this is kind of macabre. Adams family. Ivanka. See? Trying to get even. He wants my seed. Damn. Well, he's just part of the party. All is forgiven if you can receive mercy of Jesus Christ, who paid the cost in full at the foundation and then on the cross as well. Mr. Mel's Diner. Wanted to make some dinner out of me, huh? I forgive you. You're not knowing what you've done. Calling the Lord. Made an image of God. Showed you how to scourge a man. Leonardo DiCaprio showed how to chop their hands off. What was these Muslims really up to? Catholics, Muslims, or Hindus, or Buddhists? What were you guys really up to? Testify, be made free. Also, friends fly free if you're stuck on a cliff. Yeah. Fools die for want of wisdom. Peter Tosh. Peter Tosh creation. God is an orchestra, and he walks in the kingdom of man. Here's the church, here's the steeple. But Selassie, the chapel. Slap happy chappy. Oh. Because why? They were slap happy on Pappy. Oh. And so, to even the ones with the Arab connection or the Ethiopian side of things, that kind of brings them into the fold too, would it not? Great are the mysteries of God. Yeah. And so when you see the light, okay, so you see Cordova at night from the thing, but it gets a 5 o'clock shadow, and the face shows up. But it also kind of looks like Obama. Interesting enough. Hold my peace. Yeah, hold my peace. Oh, the blue lightsaber. Why? They've been saving the blue light. What's it do? It turns blue light. It's pretty special. so, love. God is humble, and so is our first date. We were both kind of trembling about confessing. No, we weren't trembling, but we both told her we believe in Jesus. And even Deshaun and Gary Davenport and Deshaun Stanley, I think they came to salvation. Because there was one day we were in Ernst & Young, and they said, it was after I met Ruth, it was after all this, and they said, go ahead and describe yourself. Or one of those questions, go around the thing. And I was like, I believe in Jesus. I believe in Jesus Christ. And I stuttered to say it. And Gary and Deshaun both came and thanked me afterwards. All is forgiven. So you want to first help Mervin. We'll find out where Mervin's at there, yeah. Mervin and Rajiv. I've given the offering, I've been received. Yeah. Chumley. Who's on the coin, they said. Oh my gosh. Caesar? He had a palace? Never mind. What a kooky-ass town. East of Eden, Salsag of Adavan. Judgment is real. They sent in the clowns. They did a Circus de Sol. But Saul, Clive Davis, you're a bad baby. I forgive you for not knowing what you've done. It's up to you to receive forgiveness. Yeah. The Whitney Houston Steakhouse, the steak out there, the steak out here, the steak out up here. They're trying to do a big murder mystery. There's even a guy named Chris who came back and let me play his guitar at one point. He used to like to boogie board up in Pismo. Chris Johnson, who was Michelle's husband, but he was a Boilermaker from Purdue, basketball man, chubby fellow. Or was he a man? Or something else? In between. Not in between. The third kind. And so there's a hermaphrodite, a Baphomet. And it comes with it comes with mutations. They wanted to mutate this world. The Crocodile Man. 9/11 and the Crocodile Man. Oh, but there was also an Australian man that she had met. But see, there's a first death and a second. And with the fruit, well, the wizard is a marvelous work, and so whatever it is, I judge not. But I know this guy came in, bending our towers over, saying you could stick a blowfly up your nose, and he was rubbing in his own shit. That was his Old Spice. Shit. And the little buckaroo bonsai tree. Oh, the buckaroo bonsai. He brought the scorpion in to America from Australia, the land of the radioactive mutants, wherever they came from, Sri Lanka or whatever, wherever that spider hole is in arachnophobia. And he brought that here to our kingdom. Jiminy Cricket brought the cricket, a locust, as he was to do. It was all done for a purpose, but woe to them who done it. Now look at those two today, but look at in the movie. What was he doing at the end of the movie? He steps on an Italian guy's head. It was a Polish guy or an Italian guy? It was a big American guy. Hey you down there, you! And he steps right on that guy's head. Right in our kingdom. Shooting right there, putting his boot right on your head. The big boot for Bart Simpson. You're the fucker who brought this stuff here, you gypsies. Looks like someone else gets the big boot to me. If you don't have a cage, if you have a cage, you're not going to lock it. Why do you keep it? So on the bottle of Pacifico, there's a red island, and I think that's Devil's Island. And so for the unclean ones, they can go to Devil's Island. They can fly into the bottomless pit, or take their chances hiding their secret in front of the lions. Dead Red Redemption. The Riddle of Steel. The hotter the fire, the colder the snow, the harder the steel. Detroit was left in a pitfall for a reason, so they could be ready to receive their kingdom, bathed in blood, if it needs to be that way. But it will be, regardless. So anyone thinks they start Coven again, and craft, anyone practicing craft ever again, because the building's done, you'll be cut down harshly, and your bones will be put to the bottomless pit. Yeah, no more Coven. You were used to build the crown for the children to receive, not for you to wear it. Fucked up when you joined the gang. Woe to them magicians, woe to them wizards. It's a West Side Connection.
I'm going to tell you a story about your past and the man.
Hey, it's Lincoln. Oh, wait. That guy don't look happy.
He explodes on the siege like
This was his one right here. He sang with the Temptations, but this is his one. What did the Nazis want me not to do? Smoke that herb. Look familiar? I forgive you. No reason to. It's all for a purpose. I love you. I love him too. But the Lord gave me a version of this too. Yeah, I got a version of this too. Hold on, let's see. My version. They came to me and said, "Who makes your music?" The guy goes like this to me. No, he goes, "Who makes your music at the caboose room?" Yeah, the first guy. Oh, that was Tony. That was Tony from the Machine Shop. Now maybe he was nice at the beginning, then he went bad. So in reverse, Tony got saved. Possibly, he cleaned up. I saw him at the Circle K, and he didn't want to recognize me. I'm just like, what the hell are you doing? He didn't want to recognize me. He gets in his truck, and then like, and then I gotta get in my car, and I'm looking at him. He finally goes like this. It was too strange to be true. Well, because there was a lot of deception going on, and illusions, and then people in confusion as well. So dangerous? No, not so dangerous. Her looks are made to kill. See, don't look any further. I said her looks are made to kill. And she's free to. If she needs to. Yeah. She's not a sheep. She's over them. Now, my Microsoft computer and Bill Gates is trying to figure out a way to hide his issues that he said, who's the enemy? Well, wants to depopulate the world and get rid of zero CO2. And CO2 might bring back C-3PO.
What's love? What does it mean to be in love? And who's in love?
Chill, she's even nice. Now I could use some mixing, but I'm not working with the, greatest of studio equipment. God is humble. But that's not my good song. My good song is this one. It's a David Bowie song. Yeah. Because the Lord said he was always thinking about this one for me, fame. But you don't go chasing fame. God made David famous. Above all. I don't like the way that sounds. This song sounds? No. Moving on. My main song is The Backdoor Man, and that was done by Tom Morello for the A-Team. But the A-Team is run by, the face man is Bradley, that's right. Alright, running long here, but that's okay. Yeah, no, I've never had a doubt. Why don't my stuff come up? Yeah, I guess tell you different. But my style is more rock and roll, see. I try to do these ones a little bit, but I'm more like a little... I was lost in the dark. Every time I brought it up, things went dark in my heart. Every time I spoke a name, didn't know where to start. Just gonna let it go and see if she comes back home. She is so dangerous. That girl is dangerous. She is so dangerous. She's dangerous to me. She's dangerous, it's the way she walks, not the things she says, but the way she talks. She's dangerous, it's the way she moves. She's a major risk, got something to prove. She's dangerous, what's it to you? What you gonna do when the bitch comes through? She's dangerous, you made your wish. Dreams a wish that makes dreams come true. She's dangerous, now shake your fist, start shaking it at the air. Do not stare, she's dangerous, and do not care for her famous list. Full of deception, a who's or a loser, whoever she picks, she's abusing. Every time I thought about it, lost in the dark. Every time I spoke a name, don't know where to start. I'm gonna let it go, depart. She is so dangerous. That girl is dangerous. She is so dangerous, she's dangerous to me. She is so dangerous, that girl is dangerous. She is so dangerous, she's dangerous to me. She's dangerous, she's dangerous, she's dangerous. Sometimes less is more. And sometimes a more is less. Ah, that's amore. Amore, take out the A, rearrange it, you get, never mind. So, BA, AB, Alpha Centauri, Centauri B, Proxima, the Interceder. You've been waiting for something to be revealed. God says, well, preparing a wedding. And God will remove the shepherds. If you read the book of Ezekiel, he will remove you shepherds who made yourself a prey of the sheep. Look at this man sitting on a throne, cocky with that big gold chain hanging right there. Pastors of prosperity. Prosperous pastors. And the sheep, well, they haven't been fed the right spiritual food. Concealing prevented healing. And if you guys are thinking, well, come and knock on my door. I'm at 15948 Wyandotte Street, Van Nuys, California, LA. All about revenge and well, I think we can walk in if everyone makes the right call. Otherwise, well, tappa. Oh yeah. It walks like a duck, talks like a duck. It's a chicken! That's right, it's a chicken. Marcy Darcy. What about Jefferson and Thaddeus? There was a Thaddeus that came up in my search, but I was like, who the hell was Thaddeus? It's Al Bundy's friend Thad. Hey, Al, Thad. Who's Thad? Chad and Jeremy and Sandy from Vegas. She drove a brown Porsche, but I think it was more of a probe. No mockery. I forgive them. I love them. But there was some uncleanness coming there. Yeah. And that's who I met yesterday in the form of Rob Michelini of Always Sunny. I said, hey, you look like Mac from Always Sunny. He goes, ah, you got me there. I mean, yeah, he was, but when I first met him, he was kind of on fire for the word. So I saved him in that conversation. He helped me to see him through his work so I can come catch him. But then he told me not to go in there. See, then it changed. He started telling me about this blue beam, and they're gonna put a projection, and the sky's gonna be fake. They know it's coming. They're trying to deceive you. You've already been through a great deception. The sky, Darth Vader. He says there's a demon in there, and it looked like it. On its edge. Dennis Howerton at his wit's end. And he told me not to go in there. There's a demon, don't go in there. I said, I will show you this power of the Son of Man. I fear no demons. And I went there and I took that one's hand. And I said, Jesus loves you. And that's all I said. And I left. And she took my hand and took it. So I believe that one is saved by the skin of its teeth. Because as it went in, a bunch of white nurses with these white hairs came in after it too. All can be made new. God can raise up a new stone. All can be washed clean, saith the Lord. Though, sometimes there's the eye of the needle and the skin of your teeth. I'll leave that between you and the Lord. The Lord. In you. In the Word and in prayer. To figure out what that means to you. Some people don't want to. This neighbor next door, I said that golden frog doing this on his back table, that thing will take you to hell. He says, I don't mind. He was fine. It's just not, it's just a this. I'm trying to save your soul. You're trying to steal. He was just like Popeye. Toot toot. But he looks like the Black Pope, the Jesuit. And Louis was a Catholic. And well, I liked Javier. His brother. Yeah. I don't remember the time when Louis. Yeah, that's how it is. Though I forgive him. But I think that was little Emile Pallor from my football team. Thick glasses. They put him on the field. I'd be sitting on the bench crying. His name was Emile Pallor. Get it? I'm Bradley Raymond Turnham, 777. Ronald Wilson Reagan is 666. How you like me now? Black Jack, baby. Yeah, that's right. First come last. On the river. Clean nuts. Clean nuts on the river. Who's got it? All in, call. Who's got it? All in, call. Oh, yeah. Nope, they lost the game. One set of clean testicles left that aren't marked like Mark's dice who Debbie Blades wanted to say, you know, there's another child here. And so they were cutting me out of the photos. She's like coming in doing this. But before that, she took me to John MacArthur's church and bought me a Bible. Yeah, interesting. So maybe by the skin of her teeth, the white buffalo cow was hooked by the whale, the killer whale who's caught by the whaler. But don't worry, because my dad's the megalodon. Oh, yeah, baby. That's right. You got my back. But the other one, the least is made greatest. So all that stuff has become a burden. But imagine about, opposites staying the other way. Yeah. You might actually be the best marksman out there in the end. If you go the path of the Lord. For I am my brother's keeper. However it happened. I was sold a bill of goods. Even though he's not my, well, I'll let him figure that out. Because if you're in Christ, then you're a brother. You call the Lord, listen, brother. He's one with you, right? Just don't elevate yourself over the Lord or try to cross out the lots of his children. Because he's already set them. And he's already watched you through your eyes. And he knows everything everyone's done. And he knows he knows the choice you had when you made it. That was the test inside. You're his temple. Yeah. That's why the feeling was there. And that's why the guilt is there. And that's the only way to get rid of the guilt is to accept his forgiveness. And that gives you the power over sin once you actually accept that you are forgiven. Don't just keep praying for forgiveness. Accept that you've been forgiven. And then you'll say, you know what? I don't want to mess that up. Even though they had a mind injury weapon and putting thoughts in your head and radios and signals and a watchtower and a watch wire and a Reggie Watts, and well, I'll just let you guys figure it out. But see, Reggie Watts looked like that guy that became that rapper with his mask on. So those masks, you can put those masks on. Don't make the mask your idol, though, and pray to the idol. And so maybe he goes to that direction. But I leave that between him and the Lord. Him and the judgment seat. Ooh. Yeah, you rather have the forgiveness before you find your way in front of the judgment seat. The sheep on one side, the goats on the other side with no, because they never testified in Jesus Christ. Who did they have accounted with them that they've saved? But all who have testified in Jesus Christ, washed clean. I think you'd rather be sitting on that side. Yeah. You don't want to go and think you can do something like that to God. It's not how that works. That's the Creator. So Old English, remember? A double-edged sword, like Darth Maul. Dang. What? Printed in China, bought at the Dollar Tree store. Yeah, that's right. But you won't buy that for any dollar hairs anymore. Yeah, that's right, guys. Ah. All is used for good. The Dollar Tree store. Streams of money. You go gamble. God told you not to gamble. You win. You lost. Because now you just created a stream of dirty money. Oh, and it has a way to work. And then you start counting it and be banking on it. And, well, yeah. So God is true. But some people are eyeing the prize. But you know what you're doing? You're throwing away your crown and your kingdom. Because you already gave you one. Yeah. So, call on the Lord. Yeah, perfect. The Pharisees are always full of questions. Any questions? Yeah. So, trust in the Lord. I still think there's someone out there thinking he can win the kingdom through a video game and this, that. Wonderful. That's the best part. Let him keep playing. And she has the license to kill. I have the license to kill. The cops made a fake call from my house from Burbank yesterday. But that's not the cops. So, figure it out. Yeah. So, that's a big video, but I guess it's been a long time coming. Spooky little girl like you, they were playing, but they were showing a boy walking in on that one. Yeah. Lock, stock, two smoking barrels. Beaten with flubber. Beaten with flubber. Oh my gosh. And so behind the mask, what do they look like? Oh. Conan? Big deception. I believe in miracles. It's up to you if you do as well. The name of Jesus Christ. That's a miracle. Yeah. And even me and old Hiram. Sit by the dock of the bay sometime and have our harems together. That's right. There's no harems. One man, one wife. Perfectly matched. And no one can intercede, because why? Their stones don't work together. There goes Skeletor. There goes Skeletor. He runs the Hearst Castle. They cut down all the herbs in this country and grew pine trees, and they made newspapers, mortgages, and the Devil's Advocate. That's right. And so, let your hair grow. Come out as you are. You can be cleaned up. Maybe some of that's beautiful. Yeah. Yeah. So even Scarface, with all that shit, he fed me. Yeah. Where you do it at? Just with his thuggishness. I don't know what's in his heart. That's between him and the Lord. No judgment. Not that Scarface. No, not that Scarface. Well, he did too, actually. I took good and said that. But no, Scarface the rapper. Anyway, I won't go into that right now, but he knows which one he did. With those church. Well, maybe we'll leave it on this one. Yeah, let's leave it on Scarface. I'm putting... Gotta spell it right. I was not that studious. All that comes up is Scarface, this guy. Yeah, look at it. I put Scarface, and all I get is this. All is this. All this Scarface. Yeah, it's a big deal. Now I feel you. Now I feel you. All right, so let's go here. So you want to mess around with the lion, guys. You guys want to think you can steal a kingdom, and you pikeys can fight. Well, you can have me and a whole set of lions. And everyone else who wants in on the party.
The greatest ever done it. You can learn from it. Dope game ran it. Rap game running. Street cred hunted. Nerd turned D-boy, not in genetic makeup. Baby, I'm a G-boy. Hashtag street boy. Wrong one to fuck with. Cross me at your own risk. Play to get back. You trust this. I am far from average. To me, it ain't no such thing. Me against the world. So fucking I let my nuts hang. I've been known to bust bang.
God dwells in the darkness.
I don't need an army when the smoke clears. He sees me. Robbing at his finest. Unlike those vaginas. They claim that they the real deal. Knowing I'm the highest. Top of the command chain. I am what the streets made. I am what the hood built. You are just a weak lane, homicidal maniac with suicidal tendencies. You're more like a punk man, I'm more like a pedigree of nigga you ain't seen yet. So y'all cannot describe me. I'm a freak of nature. Don't shit here surprise me. Money over everything except the nigga's manhood. I am not a prostitute. You don't understand hood. Fucking nigga getting his.
Money.
He's about to give me mine. Otherwise he proud me. Shocking when I up the 9 and hit it with it 7 times. Fuck you thought I'm civilized? Welcome to the jungle, fool.
Not in the kingdom.
I punish you. Nigga with an attitude. Feel like MC Ren film. Quiet on the city.
But he'll be there.
I'll give you game a black eye. Blame it on the black guy. I'll be on some nigga shit. I'm niggering, so that's why. Guess what my religion is? This is what the business is. Exposure for you garbage ass rappers. You can witness this. Came to make it game up. Pussies think they came up. Oh, you got drop heads? So now you think you famous? Out here it's dangerous if we don't know your name, cuz we don't even give a fuck. Rappers get it fucked up. Security say you nah, this they side job. They don't want no conflict. They don't want no problems. Nah.
I want this to be as offensive as I can fucking make it. These old ass.
Yeah, I feel you.
Everybody needs record. You know, they're in the powerful positions to dictate what the black community hears and listens to. You know what I mean? I fucking hate that shit. Like that shit.
They never heard AC/DC when I went there. But I never heard Muddy Waters.
The blacks in hip hop.
So they never told us how good you guys were. How would we know? Because we're all one. But we were divided at birth. Ah.
Hi,
And who the hell are these two that keep showing up on my TV here? I'm just not getting a clean vibe off that whole thing right there. And so, when that man knows his kingdom is right here in Cordova, I'm pretty sure it's over. Yeah, so when the boys in blue, both the cops and the Crips are on my side, hey, I think it's a good day. I didn't shoot the deputy, just the sheriff. Old McDonald had a farm. 32 sheriffs in LA. They like to pop the hatch. Ever seen Apocalypto? Want to go through that? Or have a kingdom for eternity, or that have you put out for eternity because these people wanted to relieve themselves instead of be healed. And so now you feel me. It's going to be okay. Call on the Lord in the name of Jesus Christ. I love you.